But if you do,
No, I'd
Since
like
that was supposed to come out.
Yeah, I think I would too, yeah. All righty, finance and audit, and we want to add all members
legislators.
to it except Mr. Spence. All righty.
Except, does he really
Nah,
know?
Yeah, you would,
add him
add him in. Any add-ons?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, introduction of proposed resolution assignment committee, 15862.
Transferring $25,000 within the 2006 general fund to cover an increase to the professional services agreement with Work and Law Group relating to Open Meetings Act litigation, introduced by Bob Spence.
Mr. Chairman, move for adoption.
Mr. Chair, object, can I have the floor?
Go right ahead.
Yeah,
If you look at the ordinance itself, it's not.
I wasn't expecting for us to move for adoption on this, but I would recommend that we hold this for at least a week and move it to a committee so that we can discuss some things. There's some relevant things I think that need to be clarified on this. One is, I'm not sure, as far as the contract on this, I have come up with a contract, and I'm not sure if this is for the first 25,000 or the second 25,000. So I need some questions answered on this contract with Workham. This is trying to do due diligence, trying to check. And then the second thing is I've actually got a sunshine request that I would like to submit this to Kelly if she's the one, so that I can get some information on invoice of the first 25,000 as far as what the expenditures were for from Workham to Jackson County. So I would ask that we hold this.
I have a decorum question. Being Mr. Stringfield's intimately involved in this lawsuit, I mean, should he be asking for motions on it? And I'm just asking for information.
I don't think he asked for a motion.
Yeah, he asked that he objected and that it
Yeah, I
be,
think, right, but
can he do that?
I think as a member of the body, he can move to hold it, right? Whether he recuses himself or not may be a...
Whether, that was my question.
Member needs to consider. I'm not aware of any rules that would
Okay.
disqualify.
Okay, now let me ask you this. BNC objected, are we stopped at that point?
No, it's on the printed agenda.
It's on the printed agenda, so
So we
what,
can move to adopt.
okay. Go right ahead, Mr. Waits.
With this, we're only transferring the money, we're not paying any money out.
You're not paying any money out.
So
This act only transfers money, but it
Is
allows us
this
to pay
the
a bill.
first 25,000 we're talking about? I mean, these are questions that
It's
I
the
think
only
are relevant that we should be
25,000
asking.
at this point.
Is this-
Mr. Stringfield, he has the floor.
All right.
That's what
Go
I
right
mean.
ahead, go right ahead.
I don't know.
I mean, I think we should know whether it's the
No,
first 25,000 or the
I-
second 25,000. Is this a do we have a contract on this, or is?
Hold on, Mr. Stringfield, ask your question.
Have we paid any money out previously? I guess that's.
I believe we
Okay.
have.
Okay.
Yes.
And so this, what we're doing now is transferring an additional 25,000 so we can pay these legal fees, but this isn't paying any legal fees, this is only transferring money so we can.
This is transferring money so you can. There is an outstanding invoice, which we intend to pay as soon as we're able to.
Okay.
And it's a sizable invoice, so we're getting up close to the 50,000 mark. If you'll recall, originally we told you we believed we were looking at about $100,000 on this, and we're about at the halfway point in terms of the money we originally discussed.
Is it, question for Mr. Stringfield,
Go right ahead.
is it conceivable that if we hold this and you take a look at this, that you've really been the moving force in this lawsuit, and we all understand that, and I don't intend that in any way disparaging remark, but given that, is this something that you're willing to look at and bring this to a conclusion, perhaps?
Well, I think that since there's attorneys involved in this, and I have an attorney, I think, my attorney needs to be involved in this. If you're asking me some questions there, I mean, I'm not an attorney, you're an attorney, Catherine's an attorney, Rutgers an attorney, Hayden's an attorney, and we've got some stuff in here that I don't think I should be answering that here in public, so.
Okay, with another question, if I could, though. As an attorney, I understand, I work at the direction of my client. And if my client says you do this, that's what I'm bound to do. And regardless of what your attorney's feelings may be about telling you whether or not to continue with the lawsuit, if you're the person who has retained this attorney, I mean, that's your direction to give that attorney. And I'm anxious to hold it for a week if maybe we can help bring this to a conclusion. My concern with all of this is that we are spending money that we don't need to spend, and that's just my personal opinion, on lawyers. And believe me, I like to pay lawyers, because as a lawyer I like to, collect money. But with that in mind, it would sure be nice to bring this to a conclusion. And if holding it for a week and exploring these opportunities I think I'm real anxious to do it.
Well, that's what I thought we were going to be doing. I didn't know this was coming. This is dated 1 May here, which is today, and then we're going to try to pass it. And I haven't even had a chance to look at it other than I'm putting some notes on here. But remember one thing, that with my attorney, as far as on my side, and I will say this, everything's coming out of my personal funds with that attorney. We're talking about money here to Jackson County you're using here to defend yourselves here. And so I'm not sure, I think that we need to kind of look at this as a body to see, to make sure that this funding that you're using here is going to represent Jackson County, not you individually. So I've got some questions there, and that's why I think we need to look at some of this. And then I've got that, if you'll, I don't know who that's supposed to go to, but
We're giving
I've
it
got
to
sunshine
Jay.
request to try to get the invoice information as far as the first 25,000. I didn't know they went over 25,000. And I think if I can just add
Go
one
right
more
ahead.
thing. The first 25,000, if we have a resolution here that's going to move 25,000 for the second, what authorized the first 25,000? Did we have a resolution or ordinance for that? That would be a question I would have.
Budget account.
Yeah, but don't we move, I mean, the budget, we put things in the budget, but don't we move things with a resolution or ordinance from this body?
But I think they have so much, Bob, that they have set aside for legal.
Okay, but I thought that
And
we-
obviously, we're going over that cap, which requires a resolution.
But you understand my question?
Yes, oh, sure, and I think that's the answer. You have taken the legal money we have, and now we have to go over the cap, which requires a resolution.
But if I sense some kind of a movement toward concluding this matter, I think maybe we ought to explore all those opportunities.
Okay,
Well, I would like to hold this.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right, I'm going to assign it to Finance and Audit. 15863.